And welcome back to the second part of the student record system. Okay, the next thing I want to do now is to create all of the database or the database that will be required for this project itself. So let me show it to you here in SQLite. That is the database. Let's click on modify. I've already created the database, and there we go. Those are my columns from student ID, course code, math, English, biology, computing, chemistry, physics, art, math, business, total score, average, and ranking. Okay, why the student ID is my primary key. Okay, let's click on OK and close this. Alright, now the next thing I want to do is to come right here. You see where I have my main project. I want to copy my database. That's the database itself, and here I have the SQL JDBC driver 3.2 3.1. If you guys want this very driver, you're going to have to download it, and on my employee database management system there's a tutorial on it on how to download this. You can always download it online. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to copy these two files. I'm going to copy them, and let's go into where my main project is, and I'll paste it right in here. There we go. That's the student database, and that is the SQLite JDBC driver. Right, minimize that. Now the next thing I want to do with those two files is I'm going to come here, right here, student database. Okay, I now need the library here. There's the library. Right click on the library itself and click on add jar file. Okay, the jar file that I want to add, although I have one in my employee, but I want this very one that I've just copied into my student database. Student database, there we go. There we go, that's it right there. Yeah. So if you look in here now, the file is right there. Okay. Now the next thing we want to do is we go straight into services, and the services we want to click on the driver, add new driver, and the driver we want to add now, click on add, and that is the driver. You can also find it wherever you have added it. I added it onto my student database, this very one. There we go. Okay, just click on open and click on OK, and that'll be all there. So if I come into the driver now, and that is my SQL driver right there. Okay, the next thing we need to do now is we need to connect the database itself. Right click on database, new connection, click on new connection, and let's select SQL driver right there. Click on add. Okay, let me select this first and click on that, then click on next, and in here I'm going to now locate the address of my database itself. Okay, now that I've specified that I want to use the SQL driver. Okay, let's locate my database, which is right here. That is it. But instead of this, let's right click on the folder, right click on it, and select copy address as text, and come right here. You see where we have less than file and greater than, highlight it and get rid of that. Paste the address that I've just copied and enter backslash, enter student. That is the name of my file, student.db. That's the name of the database right here. Look at it, student. So student.db. Okay, minimize that. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to test it and make sure it works as expected. Click on test, and there we go. connection succeeded. Okay, that's fine. Then click on finish. There, as you can see, that is my connection right there. Okay, so if you want, you can have a look at the table itself. Alright, that is fine. So we finish with service tab. Alright, back in here, the next thing is to write a couple of lines of code to validate the entries that are entered in here onto my table, and transcript delete. So let me just compile and run it. That is it, guys. The system is working as expected, apart from these 3 buttons that I'm yet to take care of. Reset works there, and exit works as well. That's good. Okay guys, let's go ahead with the connection for this database. The first thing I'm going to do is to come straight to where I have initialize, or no, right here, right underneath my public class, and there I will first of all take care of the connection. So connect, I'm going to say that is no. Then I'm going to go for prepared statements, and for the prepared statements I will declare my variable as, or my object as, that. There we go. Then the next thing is going to be my result set, and that I will represent that with rs equals nothing as well. Now let me go for my default table, paste that in there, and I'm gonna give my object that very name. So that's the instant name equals new default mode, default table mode. There we go. No, there's parentheses there. Now that is taken care of. So let me come down here. You see the connect. So I'm going to say can equals student database. Copy all of that. Student database. Okay, student database. Okay, let's just say dot connect db. So the connect db itself, that's going to be a procedure, public procedure that I have to take care of. So there will be an error for now. I'm going to write my public procedure in there. So that's going to be public. I'm going to call it static, public static connection, and that connection is going to be this connect db. So I'm going to copy that and just paste that in there, right there, and enter curly braces there. Move that up so that you guys can see it there. Okay, so what we want to do now is I'm going to use try catch whatever error that might occur. So here I'm going to say catch, and that is going to be exception E, and enter curly braces there. So that's going to be J option pen dot show message if there's any problem. Just show message dialog, and that will be right there I'm going to say return nothing. There we go. Alright, so that is taken care of. So right in here I'm going to say class, class dot for name, come on, and that is going to be arg dot SQLite dot jdbc dbc. Hopefully this should help with, or that should take care of the connect. Now the next thing we want to do is we now want connection, this zero connection. Copy that and just paste it here. Connection equals connection con, that will be the driver now, the driver manager dot get connection, here, and my connection is going to be JDBC. Enter that in there, JDBC column SQLite column, the name of my database, and that is known as student. Student.db, and enter a column here, and we want it to return there. Right, what else? Let's correct this error here. So the P is supposed to be lowercase. There we go. See, all the errors are gone, and where I need initialize it, the error is gone there as well. Okay, now what is left for me to do is just to now use the button to the whole database execution really. So let's come in here and scroll right down. I actually call it ranking. I don't know, maybe I should change the name to student result. Let's change the name to student result. Student result. Okay, that seems to be too large. Okay, this may have to reduce the font size, and that's come in here and just reduce the font size. 36, that's too much. Let's reduce it. 24. Okay, I'll make the rest 24 then, or maybe 28 even. Let's set it for 30 and see. Alright, 30 is fine, so change the rest to 30 as well. That's fine. Okay, so that's taken care of. Okay, let's right click on this button and go to event action perform, and right in here, right inside this button, what I'm going to do to connect my database is I'm going to use the following. Let's say string. The string is SQL equals, let's use SQL insert into, that will be student, that's the name of my database. Insert into student the following. So what do I want the system to insert? I would like the system to insert as follows. The first one is student ID. That's one of my columns there. Okay, and the next one is going to be course code, followed by math, English. Make sure you enter comma in there. Then I have biology, computing. All of this data that I'm adding is actually the names for each of those columns. So, or the names for the columns. The next one is chemistry, physics. Right. So I'm gonna press enter so that you guys can see it, and followed by add math, comma, and let's go for business. Have total score. I have the average. The average will be used to calculate the student ranking. Or then we have ranking here. There. So what is left now is I will now close this bracket here, enter value here, and enter in total, because I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 columns as a whole, and here I have 8 of those. That means I need 5 more, so I'm going to copy this and just paste it right here. There we go. I have 5 more there, and we just enter column right there. So that is the SQL that I will be using to call every single one of my columns. Now the next thing is I will use a try cache here. Try cache as follows, and let me enter cache right here, and that's going to be exception E there. And here what I would then do is I'm going to say prepared statement equals con dot, that will be prepared statement, and this prepared statement is an SQL1. Now prepared dot set string, and the string this time around is going to be 1 as the very first one, and the name. I now need the name of the text box, and that text box is for this student ID. So let's come in here, let's see student ID. There we go, student ID. That's it. Copy that, come right down inside this code and paste student ID here. So that's going to be the number 1. Okay, now dot get text there. That's the very first one taken care of. So whatever is in here goes to the very first column. I've only done it for student ID, and student ID, the subject, and total, average, and ranking. So let's come right here. So all I just need to do now, I'm going to copy this across. I need 13 in total. 2 3. Okay, let's just copy it, speed it all up. So copy that and paste it right there. There we go. Now let's change this number. That will be 2 3 4. Okay, so I now have that. So we need the name for each of these components. This is called what is called, I believe it's math. Yeah, and this one will be English anyway. Okay, let's come in right here. So change this one to math. Then we have English. Okay, what else do we have? Come on. Why should I give me error? It's English. Oh, there we go. Alright, and this one will be okay then. And that is biology. Now the next one is, let's see if that's going to be correct. Yeah, and followed by what? Chemistry. We have physics. Add mass. Would that be A? Then we have business. Okay. And what else do we have now? We have business, then okay, we have total, then come right here, average, and ranking, and there we go. That's it. But how come I have 13? That's 12. Let's see how many do we have in here. Let's see the columns. Oh, it's 13. One is missing. Okay, course code is the one missing. So come back here, grab course code. There we go. Course code, copy all of that. Come right here. So we have to rearrange the whole lot then. Paste. So course code will be the second one. Cut that off. And let me rearrange it properly. It's gonna be right here. There. And I'll just renumber it and get back to you guys. Okay, I've rearranged it. So now let's execute it. So I'm gonna say pst dot execute, enter parentheses. Okay, then I'm going to now use a message box. Let's copy this, typing it all over, and I'm just going to paste it right underneath here. Message box equals system, let's say system update completed. Yeah, there we go. Now we have to close the result and close the, let's say, result set dot close, and prepared as pst dot close as well. No, lowercase. Right, I'm coming here. There's something missing here. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, now with the cache, so if there's any problem, what do I want the system to do? I'm just going to copy all of these and just paste it right in there. Let the system take care of that. Drop that in there. There we go. And that's all there is to that. So let's run the program now and see how it looks like. So I'm just going to click on run, and that's it, fellows. So let's enter student number there and name, and assuming the name is okay, let's say Grace, and let's select course code, and here just enter some grades. There we go. So I'm going to sort of like make this up because I haven't taken care of the calculation yet. There, and click on student result. There we go. So what I'm going to do now to check if this SQL database is working, I will now, let me open up my SQLite browser. There we go. And I will open up where I have my database, student data, and that is the student data there. Drag and drop. So let's see if the information is there. So that is the database itself. So we go to browse data. Yeah, there we go. That's it. That's the information for that very student. If you want to have a look, and that's it. See the student number, and right here that's the student number. Okay, so the database is working as expected, and that is a 2-2. all right, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm going to now write a code, okay, so that we can display all of the information on this table, and we also need to be able to display the information on this transcript. So with that, guys, for now I'm going to call it the end of the second part of this tutorial, and I'll see you guys shortly.